What's up, guys? As an update to our previous video, as you saw, this Joy-Con's drift is far beyond the tolerance that we can allow for any kind of gaming. Unfortunately, it drags too much, it sticks. It's time to replace the actual joystick itself, opposed to calling Nintendo. We've tried that. We've waited now 2 months, and of course, due to the pandemic, unfortunately, repair facilities they're open, but they're not to full capacity, so the warranty claims are taking a long time. And unfortunately, I'm trying to play some Paper Mario, and I can't wait for this to go on any longer. So today, I'm going to go ahead and replace the joystick. Got this on Amazon. It's I think like $12 for a kit of 2. I'll put the link in the description below, as well as a link to the previous video as well. But it's a fairly simple replacement of just this joystick. Unfortunately, the internal components wear out over time of use, and they stop working. So what I'm going to do now is go through this, see what we can change out the Joy-Con fairly quickly, and see if we can get it to work, update it, and go from there. All right, let's have at it. This kit was nice. It was only, like I said, $12 or $13, something like that, through Amazon, and it was pretty cool because it came with two joysticks and the tools to do it as well. I already had the tools, but this was nice because it was perfectly fit for the Joy-Con screws. No guessing, no marring of the screws. This came with the tri-wing screwdriver, and I think the other one's a tiny regular Phillips screwdriver to get into once you get into the Joy-Con. As you can see, it's 4 screws just to get the Joy-Con apart. Let's see. Also comes with this, like I think they call it a spudger. Basically, it's plastic, so you can get into the part where there's clips and it won't mar the plastic. Because obviously, you don't want to start damaging this stuff and causing damage to the unit that you can see over time. I mean, obviously, once you open this up, you are voiding the warranty. Unfortunately, it's giving me a little bit of issue. And mind you, this is my first time up. There we go. Just need a little bit of coercion. You know, sometimes these things, they're all clipped in. You know, once you get the screws, yeah, so you can see here, it's got a ridge of little clips areas where it locks in. So not only is it held together with screws, but also clips. So you want to be careful when you're taking this thing apart that you're not just wrenching it apart, especially when you got these tiny little ribbon cables and whatnot, batteries. So take caution in that. Take out the Joy-Con battery. What you'd like to do too, so that way it doesn't cause any further issue, is disconnect the battery. Don't want to yank on it like I was just doing. That was a bad idea. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Also, unit came with tweezers, which this is probably not the smartest decision either. But you want to disconnect the battery. We're going to do it live. Alright, so got some Phillips head screws over here holding this unit in. Let's see. Again, mind you, I've never done this before, so we're learning as we go. We're also being very careful not to pull on those ribbon cables. If we pull on those ribbon cables, it's pretty much a wrap at that point. And you don't want to, you know, have a situation where you know you go through all this work and the Joy-Con no longer works. As I mentioned earlier, you know, once you get in here, you know, once you open it up, unfortunately, you do void the warranty. So it really doesn't matter if you damage it to the point where the warranty is no longer valid. Sometimes the most obvious thing is what you need to do, like I mentioned in my other previous video. Basically, it's these 4 screws that look like they were embedded, that had nothing to do with taking this part of the unit off, but in reality it was. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these. Now, once again, there are guides online. I'm kind of winging it right now. Probably not the best idea, but you know, sometimes, you know, following a guide just doesn't make, you know, just a pain in the butt. So I'm just going to wing it. You can see, be careful, there's many tiny little screws, and here we go. Hence why I made mention to it before. There's those 4 little screws, and this little guy is being stubborn. Not really sure why. There we go. Uh-oh. Once again, another ribbon cable, so be careful again. Another ribbon cable right here which connects the top button. The bumper just fell off, so you need to be very, very cautious. You don't want to start yanking on things that you shouldn't. Now, there's a couple of screws we need to get to. One of them is right here, which is underneath this ribbon cable, which is for the minus sign, a minus button on the other side. So we're going to take caution in how to disconnect it. Let's see. So you want to be careful, because it looks like that little clip right there is very soft, and I might have just broken it. That was not a good looking thing. Well, this might be the shortest video that we make. Unfortunately, through the course of repairing this and not paying too much attention to what I was doing, unfortunately these little connectors, I actually broke the Joy-Con connector to the circuit board right here. They're held in place by a tiny ZIF connector, zero insertion force, but basically, let's see if I can get close enough so you guys can see. I already disconnected some of the other boards, so that way you can see. If you look here, this is a little locking mechanism right here that comes up. And unfortunately, when you lift it up, then the ribbon cable pops out here. Unfortunately, in the process of doing it on this guy, here you can see a little locking mechanism right here. Okay, a little locking mechanism right here. I inadvertently detached the mounting point directly to the board. Fortunately, this Joy-Con's garbage. So, don't do what I did. When you're dealing with small, tiny electronics like this, don't moose anything. Make sure you know exactly what you're doing. Unfortunately, this board, I mean, listen, could you do some micro soldering? That's way above my skill level, unfortunately. But there are certainly some usable parts that we will use for this for future Joy-Con repairs. You know, things like, you know, the pads, the batteries, the rumble, the rail, etc. But unfortunately, this repair has failed. Although we do have a good working battery in case the other one does fail. So again, be mindful of the zero or the ZIF connectors, the zero insertion force, because they're supposed to just slide in nice and easy. Click it down, and that's it. So don't do what I did. All right, guys. Good luck.
If you like my dad's video, don't forget to like and subscribe.